Whenever a customer comes to the branch for availing housing loan, there are so many things which comes into picture, for which the final possibility comes whether he is eligible for availing a loan or not, like his income criteria, the property documents, etc., etc. But in between the process, there are so many doubts which comes in the minds of a credit officer or a branch manager, because of which the entire process gets delayed. So in this video, we are going to remove that. The purpose of this video would be to remove that turnover, to improve the turnaround time, so that we can provide fast service to the customers. And in this episode, today we have one very special guest with us, none other than Neha Jha madam with us, who has very rich experience in credit field, especially in retail banking, especially related to housing loans. So thank you so much, madam, for giving us time and coming on this video to guide us all the viewers.
Thank you, Rahul. It's my privilege.
Before starting our video, it is going to be, a very useful video for all of us, especially for the branch people, because there are so many small doubts that I have collected and which will help us in our day-to-day banking for housing loans, especially for housing loans. So without any further delay, let us start our video. But before that, if you have not subscribed to the channel, I would request you to please do subscribe to the channel, and do not forget to share the video, and also do not forget to press the bell icon so that you get the latest updates. So let us start our video. So ma'am, I would be asking all the doubts one by one. Request you to please clarify the doubts accordingly as and when the questions are being asked from my side.
Sure.
So shall we go ahead, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. मैम, तो पहला क्वेश्चन है कि जब भी हाउसिंग लोन के लिए कस्टमर आते हैं, तो अभी जैसे ये सभी को मालूम है कि टेन्योर इज 30 इयर्स, हम 30 इयर्स के लिए हम रिपेमेंट देते हैं. बट अगर मेरे पास कोई पेंशनर आता है, कोई बंदा आता है एंड ही वांट्स, ही इज सपोज 55 इयर्स ओल्ड और 50 इयर्स ओल्ड, तो उसकी सर्विस सपोज 5 साल ही बची है या 8 साल बची है या 10 साल बची है, तो उस केस में क्या हम उनको हाउसिंग लोन दे सकते हैं?
सर, दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन केस टू केस. सपोज वो बंदा अगर गवर्नमेंट जॉब में है तो उसकी पेंशन इनकम रहेगी ही. इन दैट, if a person is 55 years old, then we can give him loan up to 20 years tenure, because age and loan maturity not exceed 75. So 75 minus 55, that is 20 years. So in government job, it is clear. Okay, we can give. Now, for private sector employees, depends on, again, suppose one person is working in a reputed MNC or a reputed organization, he'll be having terminal benefit, gratuity benefits, NPS, and other benefits. So we can surely extend the repayment period up to 75 years of age. But if a person is working in a small private firm organization, then it's better to give tenure only up to 60 years.
Okay. तो सपोज मान लीजिए मेरे पास कोई आता है जो 58 इयर्स का है, 2 ही साल उसके बचे हुए हैं, और जैसा कि सर्कुलर में मेंशन्ड है कि उसका जो पेंशन, उसका जो इनकम है, जो पेंशन वो उसको मिलेगी या मिलेगा, उसमें that should cover his EMI, that should it should be sufficient enough to cover his EMI. तो उस केस में क्या हमें वो लिखवा करके लेना पड़ेगा उसके पेंशनिंग अथॉरिटी डिपार्टमेंट से कि उसको इतना पेंशन मिलेगा, या whether he is eligible for income, इसमें कुछ
सर जनरली हम लोग एक लेते हैं कि चलो भाई अभी उसकी जो प्रेजेंट सैलरी है, पेंशन विल बी 50% दैट टाइम. ओके, तो एक केस हो गया. एल्स वी हैव टू क्लब सम ब्लड रिलेटिव, they can be taken as co-applicant for joining the repayment capacity.
ओके फाइन. सो बेसिकली मैम आपका ऐसा कहना है कि 75 इयर्स से हम जितना उसका बचा हुआ वो माइनस कर देते हैं, एंड दैट वुड बी हिज रीपेमेंट टेन्योर. यस. सो आई वुड कम टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. हाउ मेनी co-applicants can we add?
Sir, maximum of 3 co-applicants can be clubbed for joining the repayment capacity.
Okay, so maximum हम 3 लोगों का income
3 लोगों
considered
का दे
construction?
सकते हैं, बिल्कुल।
Okay. And how many, if income we are not considering, suppose we are considering the income of only 2 people, so then
Okay.
maximum how many co-applicants could be added?
Sir, see, first of all the owners of the property have to be mandatory taken as the co-applicant. ये तो है.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
for repayment capacity, one will be the applicant, and suppose we have to take only 2. See, suppose that maximum 3 co-applicants plus 1 applicant can join for deciding the quantum of loan.
Okay.
One applicant plus 3 co-applicant, that is 4. But suppose there are 6 owners of the property. So all the 6 have to be taken as the co-applicant, but income will be considered of only 3 plus 1, that is 4.
Okay. Got your point. Thank you for this clarification.
And also, co-applicant should be in blood relation, that is father, mother, son, daughter, sister, brother, spouse.
Okay. Other than this, we cannot take anybody as co-applicant.
No.
Okay. Thank you for this clarification. Moving on to the next question. It's there is a doubt in the field that whether for under construction property valuation is necessary.
Sir, now our bank has developed a very nice software, that is LLMS. Even the LLMS does not ask for valuation report in case of under construction property. Nowadays, Pune, mostly people are buying under construction property, which will be having possession in around 2025 or 26. So valuation is not required in that case. Valuation is required only for ready to move properties.
Okay. And suppose the construction is almost 60% complete, 70% complete. So in that case also valuation is not necessary.
Sir, see, suppose the structure is ready. Okay, structure is ready. Internal furnishing is not there. Suppose the door, the windows, those are not done. In that case, we take valuation. So in case of ready to move property or which are almost 80 to 90% complete, we require valuation.
Okay, fine. No, madam. Next question is going to be very important, and for that I would be introducing the whiteboard before you, and I would be making you the host as well. So would it be possible for you to please explain our viewers how the basic eligibility is calculated for under construction property if he's a salaried? So for under construction property, and also if he's a businessman, what are the basic details like income details and then property details? What all we need to take?
See, first of all, I would like to say in under construction property, apart from agreement value, we can add several other things. That is, you have GST, you have township corpus fund, one-time maintenance, development charges, generator charges, clubhouse membership, then premium of insurance. So all these can be clubbed as the project cost. Plus, if anyone wants additional cost, additional loan for furnishing, interior designing, or for other things, then it can also be clubbed in the project cost. But the quantum of that interior designing and furnishing is up to only 10% of the agreement value. So suppose if the agreement value of a property is 50 lakhs and he gives an interior, we have to take an estimate for that. He gives an estimate for 7 lakhs rupees. Okay, then we do not take 7 lakhs. We will be considering only 10% of the agreement value, that is 5 lakhs. So 50 lakhs plus 5 lakhs, that comes out to be 55. And depending on the margin, suppose if we are funding 90%, then we can give him 90% of 55 lakhs, or 80%, then 80% of 55 lakhs. In case of 90%, as you're already aware, we are charging additional 15 BPS in effective rate of interest.
So suppose rate of interest is 9.05, and if he's availing more than 80%, or suppose 90%, then his rate of interest would be 9.05 plus 0.15.
That is 9.20. So
9.20.
this is based on the cost of the property. Now coming to income norms. See, income norms.
Just a second.
Yes, sir.
Please let me introduce the whiteboard so that we can explain to the viewers also. Yes, ma'am.
Now, coming to income norms. Suppose if in income norms only, first we are considering of a salaried person. Okay.
Okay.
In salaried person, we have 5 different types of slabs. I guess you're aware of the modification of housing loan circular that was published on 21st of December 2020. Correct?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Now, here there are. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
So here there are slabs. First of all, if the gross salary of the person is below 20,000.
Okay. Gross, ma'am. Is this visible to you?
Yes, sir. It's
Gross
visible.
salary is less than 25,000.
Less than 20,000. Sir, 20,000.
Okay.
Then you all know permissible deduction allowed is 50%.
Okay. Up to 50%.
Up to 50%. That
Okay.
is, all his deductions plus the proposed EMI should not exceed 50% of the gross monthly salary of the person.
Okay. Okay.
Next, if the gross salary of the person is above 20,000 but less than 50,000.
About 20,000, but less than 50,000.
Less than 50,000.
Okay.
So permissible deduction allowed is 60%.
Okay. Okay.
Third category comes gross salary is above 50,000 but less than 2 lakhs.
But less than 2 lakhs. Okay.
In that case, the maximum deduction allowed is 65%.
Up to 65%. Ma'am, whether any relaxation is available?
Yes, sir. ZLCC of ZM can consider additional relaxation in deduction norms up to 5%.
Okay.
So suppose maximum of the people are in this group only 50,000 to 2 lakhs. Okay, so suppose his deduction percent is coming up to 68%. Then the ZM has full powers to decide, yes, we can give him deduction norms, and only a deviation note has to be prepared and put up before the committee. And if the committee approves, we can give him deduction norms up to 70% for this category, 50,000 to 2 lakhs.
Okay. Okay.
So
Fine.
5% relaxation is there.
Okay. Okay.
Then the next slab comes above 2 lakhs and up to 5 lakhs.
Okay.
In that case, the maximum deduction allowed is 70%.
Okay.
And the last slab is above 5 lakhs income. Above 5 lakh gross salary. In that case, the maximum permissible deduction limit is 75%.
Okay. Fine.
So based on the deduction percentage, the entire calculation is done. So nothing else is required. So housing loan can easily be determined just by 3 things. That is permissible deduction norms. Second, the maximum permissible LTV ratio and the loan amount requested.
Okay. Ma'am, can you please elaborate on this LTV norms?
Sir, first of all, LTV stands for loan to value ratio. Correct.
Okay.
So
yes,
if your loan amount is 80 lakhs and the value of the property is 1 CR, that means the ratio is 80%.
Loan amount is?
Suppose the loan amount is 80 lakhs and the value of the property is 1 CR. So the loan to value is 80 upon 100, that is 80%. Now, I just want to tell you that LTV ratio is to be mandatorily maintained during the entire currency of the loan. Now, LTV ratio is for loan amount up to 30 lakhs. The LTV ratio is to be maintained up till 90%.
Up to 30 lakhs.
Loan up to 30 lakhs, LTV ratio is 90%.
Okay.
And for loan above 30 lakhs,
Okay.
again, we have two things. The LTV is to be maintained up till 80%.
Okay.
80%, or the borrower wants above 80% finance, then additional 15 BPS in applicable rate of interest will be applied.
Yes, ma'am. That we have already
Yes, we have
mentioned.
already discussed. So if LTV is maintained at 90%, that means the margin component of the borrower is 10%. And if LTV is maintained at 80%, that means the margin component is 20%. Got it?
Right. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Fine. Okay. So, madam, there are two categories. First one is income.
Yes.
Then there is deduction norms,
Yes.
including proposed EMI.
Yes, correct.
And then last one is his property value
Yes.
or agreement value.
For under construction value, we can club many other things.
Yeah, right. For under construction, we can club many other things, like you said, generator income, one-time corpus. Then
Yes.
there are so many other things,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay. So suppose the agreement value is 100, including all. So we can give loan up to 90 rupees. Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For that, additional 15 basis points will be applicable to the customer
Yes, sir.
with the normal rate of interest that is linked to his CIBIL score.
Yes.
And if he wants to avail only upon 100 rupees, if he wants to avail 80 rupees, then normal rate of interest that is linked to his CIBIL score would be applicable.
Yes, sir.
Based on his income.
Yes.
We shall consider. And next one is property for
Yes.
under construction properties, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, madam, to clarify this aspect as well. Okay. Now, shall we move on to the next question, ma'am?
Sure, sir.
Okay. Madam, as I guess this we have already clarified, but still I want to make it, elaborate on this video. Suppose there is property in the name of 4 people. इसमें से 2 मेल हैं और 2 फीमेल हैं.
हाँ.
Okay. तो इस केस में whose income could be considered for availing housing loan? Any of them?
Yes, any of them.
Okay. So suppose.
Now, wait 1 minute. Now there are 2 male and 2 female. So there are total 4 people. And as a circular says, 3 plus 1, 1 applicant and 3 co-applicant. In that case, branch has to first fetch CIBIL report of all the 4 people. And whoever has the best CIBIL score, make him as the applicant. Okay. Make him as the applicant. And then others will be joining as the co-applicant for deciding the quantum of loan. Okay, and that will give him the best rate of interest for housing loan.
Okay, so basically आपका कहना है कि जिसका भी सिविल सबसे अच्छा है उसको हम एप्लीकेंट बना दें.
एप्लीकेंट ले लो.
And then all of the rest of them would be taken as co-applicant for considering their income for deciding on the quantum of the loan, right?
Yes.
Okay. And this also we have clarified कि बाकी जितने भी लोगों का नाम है, सपोज 4 लोग का हम इनकम कंसीडर कर रहे हैं और प्रॉपर्टी में 10 लोगों के नाम है, तो बाकी के 6 लोग भी विल बी टेकन एज को-एप्लीकेंट.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Madam, next is very important. Whenever a proposal comes from the branch to the CPC, there are certain checklist of documents that you would be in need of for for going ahead with that proposal. So इसमें बहुत सारा doubts है. So would it be possible for you to clarify what are the basic checklist of documents, both related to income and both related to properties, which if the branches are giving at once, then the queries and the turnaround time would improve?
So basically there are 3 types of documents. First is you have to know your customer. That is the KYC documents. So wherever it is possible, obtain all the KYC documents: PAN card, Aadhaar card, passport, voter ID, driving license. It's better to obtain all the KYC documents and just give a glance to it. that the date of birth is matching in all these documents. The spelling of the applicant, like suppose it is Ram Kumar, somewhere it is written RAM, somewhere it is written RAMA Rama Kumar. Okay, so it may happen like that. So just if you give a quick glance, you'll find it everything that okay, the name appears in is same in all the KYC, date of birth is same, and even the address is same. So we can assume that the borrower is a genuine person. We obtain all the KYC documents. Coming to income documents, if a person is salaried, we require only 3 months of salary slip, 6 months of bank account statement, and just match one thing, that the net salary of the applicant is being credited to the bank account statement. Okay. Like it's in the, suppose it's February. So we'll be obtaining the salary slip of November, December, or January.
Yes.
Okay. And then you just verify. Suppose the gross salary is 50,000 and deduction is 4,000. So 46,000 is net amount, and that is being credited in the bank account statement. Okay. And next, obtain 2 years of Form 16 and ITR of the applicant.
Is it mandatory for 2 years?
Yes, sir. It is mandatory for 2 years in case of salaried.
Okay.
So we require only 3 months of salary slip, 6 months of bank account statement, and 2 years of Form 16 and ITR. That shows that the person is a permanent employee of that organization. Okay, because his employer will be deducting TDS. So even we can tally, like suppose if a person is getting 50,000 per month, so his gross income, his Form 16 will be reflecting approx amount of 6 lakhs.
Right.
Okay, so this is the basic income documents of a salaried. For a business person, what we require is 3 years of IT returns, balance sheet, along with computation. This second is his business activity proof. This may include Shop Act license or GST registration certificate, Udyam certificate, or any other equivalent. And we require his 1 year business account statement.
Okay. I mean the current account or CC account, whichever.
Current or CC, yes, current or CC. And one thing we need to be cautious about, that his sales figure should commensurate with the bank account statement. Suppose if a person is showing sales of around 40 lakhs rupees, then his business account statement should show the credit turnover of approx that much of amount.
Okay.
Okay, and one thing or more, we should also ask for 26 AS. 3 years of Form 26 AS should also be furnished for the borrower.
Okay.
Because that reflects, yes, he's paying tax, and that is genuine.
Okay. So once these documents are collected both for businessmen and for salaried, his income wala jo portion hai, I mean the documents related to his income or her income, that is complete.
Yes.
Okay.
So coming to property documents. So in Pune and Mumbai, generally the property documents are very simple. The applicants execute registered agreement for sale. So we require registered agreement to sale. The registered agreement to sale already contains commencement certificate and NA permission, as well as the sanction plan. It's already annexed in those documents. So we require agreement, commencement certificate, NA permission. And if the property is complete, they will be giving us completion certificate or occupancy certificate. Along with that, the property is complete, then they will be having property tax receipts and other light bill receipts or other maintenance receipts, etc. Okay. And if a resale flat, we require the previous agreements also.
That is the chain of documents.
Yes, the chain of title deed should be complete.
So suppose I am the third owner, I am going to be the third owner of the property.
Okay.
So the first one from A to B,
yes,
then B to C,
B to
and
C,
then C to D myself.
Yes.
So all those original agreement to sale you would be requiring.
See, We require Xerox copy. Original will be with you. Will be the
with the branch people.
will certify and said, yes, you have verified all the originals, and then we'll be receiving the Xerox copy of the same.
Okay, okay, got your point. Okay, so these are the
thing, whenever you get so many documents, so many property documents A to B, B to C, just verify the index 2 of all on IGR site. It's very simple and it hardly takes half a minute.
Right.
Yes.
For Maharashtra, basically for Maharashtra.
For Maharashtra, it is very clear. You can verify the index 2 on IGR.
Right. Okay. So, and what about share certificate, madam?
Sir, see, whenever the society is formed, so the society members get a part of undivided share. Okay, so the society issue, if the society is registered, they get a share certificate from the society. For example, from share number 51 to 55 is allotted to you. That means there is a part of there's a part of some common area that is given to you. That is share certificate.
Okay. So
in case of resale flat, please check the sell side of the seller also.
Okay, in case of resale flat, please check the sell side of the seller.
Seller. We have an option of debtor-based search, correct? We have asset-based search. So please check the sell side of seller also. It may happen that the seller has availed loan from some XYZ bank. His disbursement, first disbursement will be to that bank. They will release the original documents and then we can go for our disbursements.
Okay, fine. Anything else, ma'am, apart from this?
For under construction flats, kindly check RERA site.
Okay.
Okay, RERA site. In RERA, first see, are there any pending litigations? Check it. If litigations are of minor nature, that we have to take an opinion from the borrower, I mean a panel advocate. If these litigations won't have any adverse effect, then we can proceed. Else, we need to take certain care. First this, and second, just have a look, where is the RERA account of the builder?
Okay. In which bank?
In which bank? Even in RERA, when you go on the RERA website, it's written that the RERA account of the builder is maintained with XYZ bank, and the IFSC code is also mentioned. So just tally it with the demand letter of the builder. Are they same? So if they are same, then well and good. If it's different, be cautious.
Okay, so basically you mean to say technically escrow account?
Yes, escrow account, correct.
Okay, fine. So these were the brief documents or checklist that you need to take from the branches people.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Next is, ma'am, suppose A is working in company X.
Okay.
A is Mr. A or Mrs. A is working in company X for 9 months. He's now working in for 9 months, but has worked in company Y for past 2 years or 3 years. Okay.
Okay.
So in that case, whether can we sanction him or her the loan?
Yes, sir, we can give him the sanction, but we need to obtain minimum service deviation from ZLCC of ZM.
Okay. Even if he's working. Okay. So since in current organization he has not completed 1 year of service, that's why the deviation, it will go for deviation.
But we need his previous, say, we can obtain his Form 16 from the previous employer. So that shows that he was working in that XYZ company. Okay. If he has experience letter, well and good, else Form 16 will do. And we need to just put up a deviation note to ZLCC of ZM and he will give his approval.
Okay, fine. So in that case also we can sanction the loan.
Yes.
Subject to condition that we have obtained past 2 years of Form 16 from his previous employer.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Now, next question is, ma'am, whenever, the first and the foremost is we extract CIBIL of the borrowers. Okay. Now, once we have extracted the CIBIL, many a times we come across cases wherein there are a few, settled accounts or write-off accounts.
Yes, sir.
which is, maybe of long time back, like in 2003 or 2005, or up to 2006 maybe. But those amounts are, minimal amounts, like 5,000, 7,000, or 8,000 rupees. So in
Okay.
that case, if the customer says ki, sir, it's too, I mean, old accounts, and I do not remember whether I have availed this or not, from where it has come. In that case, what needs to be done?
Sir, I'm just telling you that as per a master circular, I'm just reading out the line. A single credit card default, settled or otherwise up to 10,000 or other acceptable genuine reason, sanctioning of such housing loan, top-up loan, loan against property, vehicle loan, etc., shall be under the discretionary power of zonal manager.
Okay.
Deviation will be approved by zonal manager based on satisfactory reasons furnished by the borrower for such default, and after ensuring that there is no history of multiple instances of default.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
So
So,
based on case to case basis, we
case
can
to
go
case
ahead.
basis, if he is our existing customer for a very long time and there are some write-off or settled, then we can consider. Okay, but if he's a new customer and has defaulted or there are some written off or settled, so it's better to not entertain those customers. But for our long existing borrowers, we can go.
Okay, fine. So again, it would depend from case to case basis.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay. Now, ma'am, one more thing. Whenever we do sanction loan for, under construction property, then we do obtain NOC from the builder,
Yes, sir.
right? So whether that to obtain that NOC is mandatory.
Yes, for under construction property, since the possession of the property is with the builder itself, we need to mandatorily obtain NOC from the builder.
Okay, so the basic reason is since the possession is with builder.
Yes.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay, one more thing, ma'am. Suppose Mr. X wants to avail a housing loan. So is it
Okay.
mandatory to add a co-applicant or a guarantor?
No, sir. As per modification of housing loan, there is no obligation to take a guarantor or a co-applicant. If the property is in the name of a single person, then that single person can avail housing loan from us.
Okay, okay. So it's not at all mandatory to add a co-applicant or a guarantor.
Yes.
Okay, fine, fine, fine. Okay, you have already said this, ma'am, that can we give additional loan for furniture? As you said, that
Yes,
maximum 10% of the agreement.
Yes.
Okay, so this already we have clarified. Okay, ma'am. Next point is about valuation report.
Okay.
Under valuation report, suppose first of all, I would request you to please clarify to our viewers what is the structural stability report. When does it comes into play?
Now, structural stability report basically tells us about the structural soundness of the building, how long the building will stand. So whenever the property is an old property, which is suppose say 20 years. Okay, so for when a property is above 20 years, age of the property is 20, we need to obtain the structural soundness of the property. So we need to take a structural stability report from a panel valuer or government approved valuer, and they will say, yes, the age of the property is 20 years and the residual tenure of the property is say 50 years. Okay, so whenever the property is above 20 years, we need to obtain structural stability report. And suppose if the property is above 30 years, again we need to obtain structural stability, but the sanctioning authority will be ZLPC of ZM.
Okay, okay, okay. And in that case, ma'am, how would be the tenure of the loan decided?
Yes, sir. And one more thing, for house flat which is older than 20 years, but not more than 30 years. Okay, in that case, the repayment tenure will always be 5 years less than the residual tenure.
Okay.
Got it? Like suppose the valuer gives that the residual tenure is 20 years. Residual tenure is 20 years. In that case, the repayment tenure will be 15 years only.
Okay, even when his age is, I mean, with his age, we can give him loan for 30
Yes.
years.
But
But
generally,
even,
the residual tenure is 50 years, 60 years. So it doesn't matter so much. But you have to verify the residual tenure of the property. Everything
okay,
depends on the residual tenure.
okay. So I would like to clarify our viewers that residual tenure means कितने साल तक वो property और
Property.
खड़े रह सकती है.
Yes, और खड़े रह सकती है. जितने साल तक वो खड़े रह सकती है, -5 will be the repayment tenure.
Okay, fine, fine.
And we
That,
obtain structural stability for all those properties which is older than 20 years.
okay, okay. And for older than 30 years, that deviation will be go to the
Just the
concerned
sanctioning
authority.
authority, yes, just the sanctioning authority is changed.
Okay, fine, ma'am. Okay, ma'am, whether under construction property, moratorium period has to be given.
Yes, sir, because for under construction property whose date of possession is suppose 2026 or 2027, there are various, the applicant has to, it may happen that the applicant is living in some rented property. So he has to pay rent. So it's better to give moratorium period of the applicant. So maximum of 36 months of moratorium can be given, and interest may be capitalized for a maximum period of 18 months only. Thereafter, interest is to be serviced as and when applied.
Okay.
Mandatory to give moratorium period for under construction property. The loan will never slip.
Right. And for if it is ready to move, then from the next month
Ready to
only.
move, there is no need to give any moratorium.
Okay. If the borrower insists.
Sir, see, logically, you see, if it is a ready to move, he will be shifting in the next month itself. So no need to give moratorium. Moratorium is only allowed for under construction properties.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am, for that clarification. Okay. Next one is, ma'am, moving on to plot plus construction. You know, there are many people who wants to construct a property on their own plots.
Construct a property. Okay, that means we are financing only for construction.
No, both. I mean, after availing a plot, they want to construct property on that plot. So
Okay.
what is the criteria for if somebody wants, and if somebody comes to the branch that he wants to avail a loan for purchasing a plot, and then he wants to construct a property on that plot? So what are the basic brief details about this type of loan?
Sir, for purchase, now, first of all, I must tell you that there are two different types of things. Purchase of plot is one thing. Second is construction of housing property. Now, for plot loan, we only give 70% of the registered value of the plot. So suppose the value of the plot is rupees 100, we can only finance 70 rupees. And one more thing, purchase plot on standalone basis should not be financed. And cost of the plot should not exceed 75% of the total cost of housing unit. Got it?
Okay. Can you specify some numbers to explain this?
Like suppose the cost of the plot is rupees 100. Correct? Okay. So we can give only 70 rupees. Now he gives an estimate that he requires almost 50 rupees for construction. Okay, he requires 50 rupees for construction. That means the total cost of the unit comes out to rupees 150. Now, if we do 75% of 150, that comes out to be 112. That means our loan is okay because we have given only 70 for plot and the cost of the plot is 100. The cost of the plot should not exceed 112.
Right.
Got it? So
yes,
this is the basic thing. And for construction, the same criteria for housing loan that we are doing. Okay. If it wants rupees up to 30 lakhs, then LTV to be maintained at 90%. That means if a customer wants 30 lakhs rupees, then we can give him 90% of 30 lakhs, that's 27 lakhs. But if he wants more than 30 lakhs, then again 80% LTV to be maintained. We can also finance 90% subject to 15 BPS additional in ROI.
So rest of the conditions would be same as
Same.
in other type of loan.
Only one thing to remember, for plot, 70% finance is to be done, and cost of the plot should not exceed 75% of the total cost of housing unit. These are the 2 points.
Okay. One more thing, ma'am, that is there any type of condition that within this particular specified period only the construction needs to be completed?
Yes, sir. The construction has to be completed within the prescribed limit, else penal interest is applied.
Okay.
It's
Okay. So I
already
guess that is 2 years.
If the construction, we are financing for both, first of all, 2 separate loan accounts are to be opened. Okay. Now, if the construction of house is not started within 2 years, rate of interest will be 2% above the normal rate of interest. So we have to start the construction within 2 years, else 2% will be applied above the normal rate of interest.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you for this clarification.
Construction stage-wise is to be released.
Stage-wise, it has to be.
Stage-wise. I mean, the branch head should be very careful. Proper visit and inspection has to be done. First of all, the stage-wise will be released as the progress is going.
Okay. There are so many other topics as well, ma'am, like what in case of takeover, what in case of, if somebody wants to avail takeover plus top up, and about the NRI loan. So would you be comfortable explaining all those concepts now?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Ma'am, first is if somebody has already a loan with X bank, then and he wants to shift it to our bank.
Okay.
Or whatever the case may be. So in case of takeover, only takeover loans, first what kind of document should be asked from the borrower?
Okay. Coming to takeover. So first of all, for takeover loan, please fetch the CIBIL report of the applicant. The first thing, the CIBIL should be minimum 700. The first thing. Second, one must ensure that the moratorium period has been completed in that XYZ bank. We do not take over loans in case the property is under construction, because the possession is with the builder itself. Okay, so the applicant must have completed the entire moratorium in that XYZ bank. Third, the repayment period for 12 months must be satisfactory. Satisfactory repayment behavior of the borrower, there should be not a single EMI default in the last 12 months. So these things must be seen first. Minimum CIBIL should be 700, no EMI default in last 12 months, and the moratorium period has to be completed in that bank. So if it fulfills all these criteria, then we can go for takeover. So in takeover, we basically require the following documents from that bank. First of all, his existing housing loan statement, at least 1 year. We can check, yes, he has already repaid all the loans, all the EMIs. Second, his list of documents that we call as LOD. And third, his foreclosure letter. And also his sanction letter. And just ask once, why is he going to take over? Just because due to rate of interest, or there are other reasons also? Generally, people do take over their loans from private banks due to higher rate of interest charged there. Okay, so it may happen that they are not satisfied with that bank. So that is other thing, but just go through it. Why is the applicant coming to our bank for takeover? And one more thing, the maximum repayment period that will be allowed in our bank will be after deducting the enjoyed tenure with that existing bank. That is, suppose if he has availed loan in 2017, so it's 2023 right now, that means almost 6 years is completed. So the maximum tenure we can give is 30 minus, that is 24 years only.
Okay, minus 6 years.
Yes, whatever he has enjoyed in that XYZ bank, that will be deducted from his new tenure.
Okay. And suppose his tenure as per our eligibility, his tenure is coming to be maximum 25 years. Suppose. So in that case, 25 minus whatever tenure he has already enjoyed in that particular bank.
So actually, in whatever he's enjoyed, that we are deducting from the maximum tenure. That is, the maximum tenure is 30 years.
No, suppose my age is 59 years.
Your age is 59 years, okay.
So in that case, 75 minus 59, right?
75 minus 59, correct?
Right, which comes to be 16 years.
16 years, yes.
So my maximum repayment
but
is
how many how much years he has, how much tenure he has enjoyed in that bank?
Suppose I have enjoyed 3 years.
3 years only. Okay. So first of all, there are two criteria. You are eligible for 16 years only. Okay. And you have already enjoyed 3 years there. So in our bank, the maximum tenure is 30 years. That means 27 years. Again, which is lower, 16 or 27. So you'll be getting 16 years. That is what I'm trying to convey. Yes. So based on my eligibility, if I'm eligible for 30 years, then it will be subtracted from 30 years. And if whatever maximum repayment. Yes.
Got your point. Okay. Apart from this, anything else that through which we have to determine loan under this takeover? For takeover loan, I must tell you one thing, that necessary LTV is to be maintained. For takeover loan, we can only finance up to 75% of the project value. 75% of the project value. But we can go for 90% finance if the borrower provides an interim security for that interim period only. After that, the interim security can be released. Okay, so I was not aware of this. So I had just got a case of my friend who wants to avail a resale flat in Pune itself, but the valuation of the property is coming, suppose 50 rupees. So based on 75% of 50 rupees is what I've calculated. But based on his income, his eligibility is coming much more. Based on his income, his eligibility is coming much more. So if I am able to take an interim security, then I can give him 90%, even though the realizable value of the flat is less, right? No, sir. We have to maintain LTV. Whatever will be the realizable value, we can give him 90%, provided he provides an interim security. Okay, fine. 90%, okay, not 75%, 90%. Okay. What does this interim security means, ma'am? Basically, see, what is basically an interim security? Like, suppose for takeover loans, we do not have any security because we are disbursing the loan to some XYZ bank, but still we do not have any security with us. That time the loan is fully unsecured. Okay. Cover that unsecured loan, we need an interim security. It may be a guarantor whose net worth is almost more than or equal to that of the applicant. Okay, his income. Like, suppose I am the applicant, so I need a guarantor whose income is either equal or more than me. He can be taken as the guarantor for that interim period only, because we are disbursing the loans to the XYZ bank, but the property documents are released after, say, suppose 20 days or 30 days. For that 30 days only, our loan is unsecured. Cover it, we need an interim security. Okay, got your point. Thank you so much. Mera bhi quantum of loan बढ़ जाएगा. And once we get all the property documents from the XYZ, that interim security can be released. Okay, fine. So suppose I am earning 30,000 rupees, then that particular guarantor should have income of 30,000 or more. Yes. Okay. Fine. So this is basically for takeover norms. Now, suppose if somebody wants to avail takeover plus top up. Okay. In that case, what are the, how to determine the eligibility criteria? Sir, again, it's a very, the one and the foremost thing that should be remembered is LTV. LTV is to be maintained at 75% during the entire currency of loan. 75%. Both in takeover,
plus in top up. That means takeover plus top up loan. Suppose the takeover amount is rupees 30 and the top up amount is rupees 15. That means it comes out to be 45. So the value of the property must be that 75% of the value of property should not exceed the total loan amount. That I'm just showing you a calculation.
Shall I open the screen? Shall I open the whiteboard?
Wait. That suppose the value of the property is coming out to be rupees 100. Correct.
Okay.
That 75% comes out to be 75. Now,
Yeah.
takeover plus top up, the amount of loan for takeover plus top up should not be more than 75.
Okay. Okay.
That is LTV 75% fixed for both. And as you know, takeover we can give for maximum repayment 30 years minus enjoyed. Top up we can give for enhanced period. Like suppose he has already availed top up there for say suppose 10 years, but we can give him top up here for 15 years. That is our maximum tenure for top up loan.
So irrespective of how many years he has enjoyed the loan over there, we can give maximum for 15 years.
Yes, and even top up loan can be enhanced here. Suppose he has, now there are two cases. One, we can give additional top up loan. We can take over top up loan. Suppose he is already enjoying takeover, housing loan of 20 lakhs and top up loan of 10 lakhs. We can take over the outstanding amount of takeover and outstanding amount of top up, and we can give additional loan in top up also, subject to LTV norms.
Okay, ma'am. I mean, it's still not clearly clarified. Shall I open the screen so that we can explain it on whiteboard?
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay. So, ma'am, basically, we are talking about takeover plus top up, right? Is the screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Takeover plus top up. Okay. So, if a customer comes to me, for wait a minute. If a customer comes to me for availing takeover plus top up, then you are telling the valuation of the property. Suppose it is 100 rupees. First, we need to take valuation.
Valuation, correct.
Okay.
RV suppose 100.
Suppose valuation may RV value comes out to be 100 rupees.
Okay.
Next, what we have to see?
Maximum LTV to be maintained is 75%.
Okay, therefore LTV to be maintained is maximum 75%. So which comes out to be 75 rupees.
Yes.
Okay. Next.
Suppose in XYZ bank, his takeover, he is enjoying a housing loan of rupees 30 lakhs.
Will come, ma'am. Shall we restrict it to 175 like that so that it is easy understand?
Yes, sir.
So suppose in XYZ bank, his loan income is his loan is suppose 30 rupees, right?
Okay.
Then
and suppose outstanding is 22.
Okay, and suppose outstanding is 32. Okay.
Outstanding will be less than 30. 22 say.
Okay. Suppose 22. Okay.
And he has also availed a top up loan from XYZ bank.
Okay.
Top up loan is say 10 lakhs.
Okay. All 10 rupees.
10 rupees.
Also availed top up loan of 10 rupees. Okay.
Okay. And outstanding is say 8 rupees.
And outstanding for top up. For top up is 8 rupees.
8 rupees. Correct. So in that case, the amount of takeover will be 22 rupees. Correct.
Amount of takeover would be 22 rupees, right?
22 rupees.
Okay. This one, yes.
And the amount of top up, since his outstanding is 8 rupees only, then we can
Hello.
Hello, yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Now he wants, suppose, see, we can take over housing loan of 22 rupees,
Mm-hmm.
correct? And top up, he is already enjoying 8 rupees there. So if
Mm-hmm.
you want higher quantum of top up loan, that can also be given. This I want to say.
So means as
That
of now it is 30 rupees.
yes, as of now it is 30 rupees. So LTV
Mm-hmm.
is maintained. We can give up to 75.
Mm-hmm.
So the maximum top up that can be given is 75 minus 22. That comes out to be 53.
The maximum top up is 75 minus 22, which
22,
is
that comes out to be 53.
okay. Okay. Okay.
Understood? Now
Yes, ma'am.
see, if he is going to take over his housing and top up to our bank, it will be housing loan of 22 and top up of 53. So 22
Mm-hmm.
plus 53 comes out to be 75 and LTV is maintained.
Fine. Fine. Now got your concept. Okay. And what about tenure, madam?
Tenure, see, again, takeover will be the maximum tenure, that is 30 minus the enjoyed. Suppose he has already enjoyed 4 years there. So
Mm-hmm.
34, that is 26 years.
So this would be his repayment tenure
For housing, but for
for
top up,
housing.
his repayment tenure will be 15 years only.
Okay. So these would be different.
Yes, sir. These two loans will be separate.
Okay. Fine. So
The
for
rate of interest will be separate.
top up, it would be, you said 15 years maximum.
Yes, we can give maximum up to 15 years only. And sir, for
Okay.
housing, his rate of interest will be decided by his CIBIL score. But for top up, it is based on deduction percentage.
Okay.
Like suppose
Deduction
if his
percent.
deduction percentage is up to 60% only.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the rate of interest will be RLLR plus 1.15%. That comes out to be, as of now, 10.20.
RLLR plus 1 point.
1.15%.
Okay.
And if his deduction percent exceeds 60%,
Hmm.
that will be RLLR plus 1.40%.
Okay. 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 This
So
is
this
for
is
top up.
what we are doing for, the basic calculation for takeover plus top up.
Okay. So this is basically for top up. So top
Yes.
up may rate of interest will be decided based on his deduction norms.
Deduction percent. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Percentage. Yeah. Correct. So this was very important concept, especially under takeover and top up, because there were lot of doubts related to this particular aspect, man. So thank you so much for clarifying this concept. I hope this, video would create a lot of inputs for the branches people. So we will be moving on to the last question of our today's video. Would be NRIs. If we are giving loan to NRIs, can we sanction a loan to an NRI person?
Yes, sir. We have already given and we can give loans to NRIs. The
Mm-hmm.
basic thing that is required in NRI is that we need a co-applicant who must be an Indian.
Okay, okay, that is compulsory,
That
mandatory.
is compulsory, because how can you monitor the loan if you require some document, or if you require, like suppose there is, in case there's a default in EMI, how will you contact the borrower? So we need a co-applicant who has to be taken as the GPA, okay, general power of attorney holder, and he must be a blood relative, he or she must be a blood relative, and we can easily communicate with him or her.
Hmm.
So that
Blood relative, as you mentioned earlier, mother, father, spouse,
yes, spouse,
etc., etc.
if there is a spouse to become a compulsorily co-applicant. In
Okay,
case bachelor, parent to become the co-applicant.
okay, okay. And
So
they should be resident of India.
co-applicant.
And they should be resident of India.
Yes.
Resident of
And
India
one
in the
more
sense
thing.
they should be residing in India.
The co-applicant has to be an Indian, and he has to be taken as the, he will be giving a power of attorney to the NRI person.
Okay.
And for the NRI person, the due diligence is that all his documents, that is salary slip, bank statement, passbook, appointment letter, and company profile, has to be countersigned by the embassy of that foreign office.
Okay.
So this is a
Whichever
basic
country he
idea.
is residing.
Yeah, all is the company documents. I mean the employment documents, the salary slip, bank statement, appointment letter has to be signed by the embassy. So
Okay.
this is the basic criteria of NRI, and rest all the calculations are of
Same.
the right person. And his salary will be in suppose say dollars. Okay, he's receiving $4,000 per month. So that will be converted into rupees. And one more thing, in case of US, like in India, we receive Form 16. In US, they receive W2. That is their annual tax and wages return statement. So you can cross-check the monthly salary from W2 also.
Okay.
And one more thing, in US and UK, just as we have civil law, they get a credit history report from their bureau itself, which they can download themselves only. So you can ask from the applicant, ki get your CIBIL score. I mean, get your credits from that particular company, and they will provide.
Okay.
Recently, I have done a housing loan of an applicant who stays at Nairobi, Kenya. So he given me a what was written credit vision report, and it was written that it is clear.
Okay. From the company itself.
Not company. They have something. I guess they have a portal there to just check their credit history, and they can give. The applicant will himself give.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. The rest all the calculations would be same
Then
as.
all other calculations are the same. Only it has to be converted into INR on that particular day, and you have to obtain all his salary slip, bank statement, appointment letter will be countersigned by the embassy, and we need a co-applicant who is an Indian, and he will be the GPA holder.
Okay. Fine. Thank you so much, madam. With this, we come to end of our video, wherein I guess we have tried to clarify almost all the doubts. Thank you, madam, so much for giving your precious time and your rich experience in the field. The inputs that you have provided would help our viewers a lot in deciding in reducing the turnaround time and to enhance their knowledge as well in this particular field of housing loans. I guess this video was useful to you all. If you like our initiative, I once again request you to share the video in as much as groups you can so that everyone gets benefited from this video. It's just a video made for knowledge purpose. Thank you once again for watching the video. Thank you so much, Neha madam, for joining with us. And
thank you, Rahul. And one more thing, any feedback from you as well as from all the viewers will be highly appreciated.
Yes, for sure, ma'am. For sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.